So why wouldn't you need that?
What?
Why wouldn't you need?
Well, let me read it first.
Okay.
All right, so scrolling through the Reddit, this is what this man says. He says,
Okay.
Hollywood has brainwashed us into thinking there's closure to everything. People seem to think that there's always some sort of answer or ending to a story or episode in their life, whether it's death or a breakup or some experience they perceive as unpleasant. Karma doesn't exist. Not everything has a meaning, and you're not going to find some ending to whatever you're going through. Not all the time, at least. It's almost like people think life is some movie, like an uphill climax and conclusion, when all in reality, it's mostly just shit happening that doesn't really have more meaning to it other than what you decide to give it. It's more important to just take things at face value without feeling as if you have to find some sort of meaning or get to some ending in order to resolve your feelings.
Disagree.
There's some valid points in there,
There is some
Disagree.
valid
but
points.
I overall disagree with that.
Disagree.
Overall
Disagree, bro.
with it. Like you do see like the reference though. It's like in movies and on TV and stuff like that. Every time there's a problem, there's always some solution, or there's always someone trying to find a solution or a conclusion to what's going on in their life, whether it be a relationship on TV, an issue in general.
Yeah.
And so essentially, what he's saying here is that's why everyone is like unhappy with their situation or whatever's going on with them, because they feel like they don't have that closure, because we're essentially brainwashed to think we need closure to be able to move on and like be happy.
Whoa, that was a earful.
That was an earful, but yeah, you're
Yeah,
on
that was it.
point.
I was just
you're on
explaining,
point.
you
Though.
know?
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
New video.
The new
What?
New video.
It's a new video.
Episode one of the podcast. So that was earful. So, what do you think about that situation, or like closure? Like, do we need closure? And because to me, before I'll lay it out for you, I need closure if I'm leaving a job, if I'm leaving a relationship, any kind of that sort, like any kind of life situation. I try to take a learning experience from it. That's just me, though. What do you think?
Well, I do think closure is important. It allows you to move on. It allows you to focus on what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? And you're not really stuck in the past.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, personally, I don't look for closure or feel like it's necessary. Like, now that I'm older, I just don't want to attach myself to the past, you know? Unanswered questions like, why did this happen? What if this happened?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, essentially, you're always trying to find some kind of meaning to it, right? And gain some kind of knowledge as to why it happened. Like, obviously, in your mind, you probably think of 1,000 scenarios as to why that particular situation happened to you. Like in movies, like when it comes to like love, that's a big one in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to
Yeah.
love, like it didn't work out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in my personal experience, like there's been particular situations, and I want to bring it back towards the end. I won't get into it too deep into it, but I'll bring it back later on. But in my particular situation, when it comes to relationships and where it hasn't worked out, you need that closure, because I feel like a lot of motherfuckers don't have that closure, and they go on and they carry that pain with them. And so when they enter the new relationship, which they will eventually enter it, they bring that pain with them. And so you're dragging it on. You never got that closure. You never properly healed, and you expect your new partner to heal you. That's not how it works, baby boo. It never does. It never does. When does it work like that? When has it? You carry that pain into the next relationship, and now you're dragging it onto your girl. You don't even want to be in that relationship, and for what? Big old waste of time. That's why I feel like you need that closure. You need to fully heal before you move on into that next phase, whether it's relationships, whether it's a job. Like for me, when I left, that job where you both currently are at, like for me, it felt like a chapter book, like that part of my life, like it was just, it closed, you know what I mean?
Just
like
ended, yeah.
Yeah, because like deep down in my core, I felt like, damn, like I'm actually leaving this place. Like I kind of felt like even though I hated that place, I felt like, damn, like I'm finally leaving. Like I genuinely felt like some kind of like sadness, but some closure. Because I remember I texted like all my coworkers that I had worked with me at that place at one time, and I gave them not like a crazy length like goodbye, but more of a like, hey, it was nice working with you. I'm glad, I was able to work with you. You were one of the people I fucked with at the time that was like cool, and me and you vibed, and I just needed to get that out of my system. But that's just me, and I felt like from that place I learned like basically like. This is not what I want to do for the rest of my life, I didn't want to be at a factory like that the rest of my life. I didn't want to do that. And so I learned a lot from that place, and we can get deep into that eventually later on, but like I just need that closure when it comes to particular situations like that. I know, David, you're a little on the younger side, but what do you think about, like, I mean, you probably haven't been through a lot. I know that, like.
Before we go into David, I just want to, me personally,
Okay.
when it comes to closure, it's like, it is what it is, because I think, honestly, perspective is everything when it comes to anything in life, right?
Yeah.
But it's like, for me, I don't look for closure. Like, it is what it is, because that's just how I see all situations in life. Like, whatever happens to you is supposed to happen to you. Like,
exactly. Kind of like letting fate decide.
just let it be, because that's exactly what it was. So, like, you can ponder, like, you can wish for things to be different, and whether it be relationships, whether it be a job.
Yeah.
But the facts is, it happened to you.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I agree with that. Yeah, I'm a big believer. It is the universe doesn't put you where you need to be or where you want it, or it doesn't put you where you want to be.
Yeah, it puts you where you need to be.
Where you need to
Puts
be.
you where-
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
but-
you could sit here and think about it, but
Yeah, but that's just my piece on it. Like, I do agree with some things. They kind of be saying, like, some things you should just take as face value or whatever it is, but like that kind of just gets into it. But honestly, it's just perspective is everything. Like, you could be sitting here dwelling in the past, like, why didn't this happen? But like, some people never get that closure and they never move on. So that's why you just got to be like, it happened because it had to happen.
Yep.
I feel like with you, like, not looking for closure, though, I feel like reflecting on things that do happen is important, though.
Yeah,
'Cause
but
if you look,
you
you gotta look back and like kind of like see why that happened, because even if it's like a relationship that was crummy,
Yeah.
like if there's things that you could have done to like kind of make it better, or if there's things that you realize that you wanted out of it that you didn't get, it's kind of good to like look back and kind of like seek closure just for yourself.
I like that you said that, though,
Yeah.
because those are two different things. There's looking for closure, and like you said, it's reflection.
Just reflect
The
the
baby-
Two different things.
the baby birds gotta learn, bro.
Exactly. No, but that's what I like that he said that, because that's a big like piece right there that a lot of people don't understand. Is like, you can appreciate something that you had and reflect on it. That way, when, like Sergio said, you go into something new, you know how to be a better version of yourself.
Yeah, and I also
Yeah.
wanted to jump in on that too, with like going into a relationship fully healed. I don't think you need to, honestly. I feel like healing with somebody else allows you to like grow a lot more than being
I
individually.
agree on that take.
It's because, like,
I agree.
for example, if you go into a relationship after having shitty relationships all your life, and you're like growing with this person that's never had good relationships either, you guys both bring something to the table, and you guys like kind of learn how to have a good relationship together. So like you bring stuff from like both sides to where you guys could both like reflect on like what your idea of like the relationship should be.
Ding! This is where I need a buzzer. Where I say I disagree. I disagree.
Let's hear it.
All right, let's see if I can-
I want to know what you
I disagree
with. I want to know.
It kind of goes back to getting some closure to resolve your feelings, right? So
Yeah,
it kind
but
of it goes back to you can't heal with someone new. You just can't. Like, yes, you can heal in the sense of they're gonna show up. You're gonna find someone to like kind of distract you from those feelings. But I've seen it particularly in my life, especially with a lot of women. It's like they jump into a new relationship and somehow they're still attached to their ex. You know what I mean? They have the need to text them or keep up with them or some way, shape, or form. And so that's what I'm saying. You bring that pain with you, and you're still carrying it around, and you haven't fully closed that chapter in your life. You haven't gotten that closure. You haven't, fully healed yet. And so you're jumping into a relationship. You bring it in. You bring that pain with you to that new relationship. Now that person isn't getting the best of you. They're getting half-ass of you. They're only getting a small portion of you because you're over here still worried about your ex or whoever you were because you didn't fully heal. You didn't fully let go. You know what I mean? That's just my personal experience. I've seen it in the past, and I've seen a lot of people not really go through it. You know what I mean? A lot of people aren't ready for the pain of losing somebody, whether it's a relationship, losing a job, getting fired, etc. You're not ready for it. You're not. You're not ready for it. Nobody is ever going to be ready for it. But what you can be ready for is this right here. How are you going to handle it? How are you going to handle it? Are you just going to, ignore it, think everything's okay, and then, I'm fine. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you need to be able to deal with it. And that's why I gave you a little pushback, because in my life, I've seen people that drag that on with them, and then they bring it into the next relationship, and it's like, it's not even fair to the person they're with in the present. It's like, don't be in that, you know what I mean? Don't put that person through through that situation, because it's not fair to them. You're not giving them your 100,
Yeah.
That's what I think. That's definitely what I think on that. You got anything else to say? I feel like you got something.
Yeah,
something
I
to say
just feel
on that.
like not everybody is gonna be healed, regardless. You could say you're healed, but it's not gonna. All right, let's say you're healed. You're ready for a relationship, and that same issue comes with that new person you're with.
It's like
It's gonna open a wound.
Opening salt in the wound.
You know what I'm saying? So
It's like kicking it under the rug. It's
Yeah.
like you're gonna come to it again.
Now, another big portion about this topic that it says is that I like is karma doesn't exist.
That's wild.
Ding!
hell yeah, it does
Ding!
exist.
It does exist.
You said it doesn't?
exist. It does.
It
Oh,
does.
I thought you said it
No,
doesn't.
it does.
That's
Like,
what I
karmic debt is real. It's real. It's real. You can't walk around this life and be a POS, and he's putting the button right here. Yeah, so you can't walk around in life and be a POS and then not expect to get that same energy back. You know what I mean? Like if I'm a POS to David every time he comes over here and he's feeling some type of way, which I'm not. I hope he knows that. And I'm doing bad onto him all the time. And he's like, screw this. I'm fucking tired of this. And he just, he's just like, I'm out of here. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Mm-hmm. You don't think that energy is going to come back to me eventually? Like, it's going to come back.
Yeah, it's going to come eventually.
Like,
maybe not the same way, but
one way or another, it's coming back.
Yeah.
And so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, karmic debt is real for me. Like, you get yourself into those, like, you give out that energy and just expect it to come back in one way or another. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, but this is...
This just sounds like someone who didn't get closure. And wishes
what
they
happened.
did. I mean, it is what it is, but...
But I mean, like, I kind of see, like, how they're taking their, like, approach on it.
Okay.
Is kind of like shit happens and you can't control what's going to happen to you. Kind of just deal with it as it goes. But
Yeah.
I feel like if
it
you
is
don't,
what it is.
if you don't give it a meaning, though, like, personally, then what are you living for? It's kind of more of, like, a bigger question is, like, what's your purpose?
Exactly, in control.
Okay.
And then it's like another theme here about this topic is like control. Like, what do you have control over in your life? Like, you only have control over yourself, or over your thoughts, over your personal feelings.
Because you can't control someone's opinion on you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. You can't
Can't
control.
depend somebody to make you happy either. So
Exactly, and so you don't have control over all these external factors, but you have control over yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's a big theme of this Reddit post is control. Like you can't control situations. Like, all these situations are gonna come into your life and they're gonna, hit you left and right. The way I look at it is how you react. It really shows your character. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so it gives you how you react. You show your character, and it'll eventually. Can you get closure in the end? You know what I mean? Can it lead to closure depending on your particular situation? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just up to you to decide. For me personally, I feel like I need closure. I need to be able to close that chapter at the end of that situation in my life. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. Yeah.
Do you think part of that closure is like you confronting them, or just confronting yourself?
Confronting yourself.
Gotcha.
Yeah, confronting yourself.
That's the big one.
Yeah, that's the big one,
That's
right?
the only one,
I mean, the way
honestly.
we'd want
Yeah.
it is for them to confront us, but it never works out that way.
No, and that's the thing. Like, you can play out that particular situation in your head, like, oh, what if they confront me, or like you can play out 1,000 scenarios in your head, but it never plays out the way you think it's gonna do.
No,
It's the way it needs to happen.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And as long as you like pull something positive out of it, like something that you could work on yourself.
That's the reflection part.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand that though.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good topic. I like it. Hollywood has brainwashed us into thinking there's closure to everything.
Because you do meet some people though that are just kind of like they're afraid to do things. They're afraid to like try different things or like meet new people because they're so traumatized with stuff that's happened to them in the past that they probably never got closure to. Yeah. But that becomes their whole persona. They're like, I won't be friends with these type of people because these people done me like this in the past. Like I get it.
See, that's the point that I was trying to make. Like in my early 20s, it was something I really dwelled on was getting closure. Okay. Right? Now that I'm older, it's just like, so I don't want to.
You don't expect it.
So I don't expect anything. I don't want to live in the past. It is what it is. That's the type of attitude I kind of have. But
do you think that might be kicking under the rug though? Because if it comes up again, then it might come up again.
Give us an give us a quick example. What you mean, like in your something that may have happened in your 20s, like maybe with friends, for example.
Okay, like one example I could think of was a best friend I had.
You don't gotta name him. You can just give him his initial. Yeah.
Just a best friend I had throughout high school. We had the same interests, same hobbies, and we graduated together. But it turns out he was like talking shit behind my back, subtweeting me, things of that nature.
Okay, I remember this. I remember this.
Sending the subliminals.
Yeah, he's sending the subliminals. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this.
So, I mean, I dwelled on it for years and years, and then until I wrote, I guess, like a. I don't even want to get into it, bro. Let's just say I wrote a diss track about.
This guy was like, it was like Kendrick and
he took that Drake approach.
He took that Kendrick and Drake approach.
Essentially, your friend was Meek Mill. He got on Twitter, started talking crazy. You went to the studio, he started talking about it. That's crazy.
Oh, okay, I see.
So
I see what you're saying.
I didn't confront him, but I guess I did confront my feelings. I wrote it down.
You got it out of your system.
I got it out of my system, and that was just enough for me. So.
But don't you think it would be like a weak spot if like you had another friend that went and did that to you? Like it would hit you right where that one hit you.
Like if it happens again.
Oh, okay.
Like you're just uncovering that scar.
I'm sure that will happen, yes. And
like, do you think you'd be better managed to handle it now than you were then?
Now that I'm older, I feel like I can manage it better. I understand my feelings better,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I know it's probably a long story, but did you ever come to did you ever fix that? Did you guys ever?
No.
To this day?
There's still beef to this day, man. I think. They're not beef, but
still subliminals?
There's still a little static there. Okay. When we see each other.
Just as a side tangent.
Yeah.
It's not really necessary, but it's a funny story. So me and his brother, we went to the gas station. It was pretty late at night, and we went to like get chips or something. And these people that he was beefing with, that was years after that had happened, that particular event.
Yeah. So
these people he was beefing with. So I'm parked, and then me and his brother are going to get out of the car. And then they thought it was you. And so they pulled up behind my car. And then it was one of them got out, and they kind of seen who it was. And your brother was ready to throw hands.
Of course he was, bro. My brother's always ready.
He was ready to throw hands. And then they seen it wasn't you, and then they just got back in the car and they left because they thought it was you.
They wouldn't have done anything though.
Yeah, I don't think they would have done
shit.
They wouldn't have done anything. Yeah. Don't get in those kind of beef, guys. It's not really. It's not really those.
Point is, I feel like everyone has their own way to handle closure.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Who are we to say that's the right way or the wrong way?
Yeah. I'm here to say it.
I think there is a right way and a wrong way.
I'm here to say it.
Personally, I think there is.
I'm here to give conviction behind.
But I get what you're saying. Everybody's gonna have their own way to handle something.
Handle things,
Because the way I react to if I find out my partner was cheating on me, it would be a different reaction than you. So it's
Oh, yeah.
They
I'd
might be
be-
the same at
ooh.
first, but you
No,
know.
I'd be Mr. Petty, bro. I'd go, man. I'd be so petty.
So this topic, it'll come full circle. I got a story, a really good story, which you may know some background to. So this topic will come full circle to it because I think it's a really good one. It's kind of giving us, it's giving everybody's opinion. It's been pretty cool, but like, we'll come back to it because, like I said, I got a good story, and it relates in a sense. It has the themes of me trying to control somebody. It has the theme of closure. It has everything, and we'll bring it back full circle because this is something that, like you said, everybody is going to handle it a different way.
Yeah.
But here's another question I'll pose for you, David, because you are the youngest one in the room. As you get older, you will start to learn things more and more, and you'll start to see things more and more. And so how you handle things starts changing. It starts changing, you know what I mean? So like maybe you handled it at this particular age one way, but as you get older, you'll handle it a whole different way. So that's another thing to consider.
Yep.
Another thing to consider. But I wanted to get into another topic that's like really good. Really, really good.
Oh, we're ready for this one, boys.
Yeah, you ready for this one?
Oh, we're ready.
What do you guys think about OnlyFans?
What do I think about it? I don't think about it.
I don't even think about it either, bro.
OnlyFans. So essentially, I think OnlyFans plays into young men's insecurities nowadays, like big time.
Plays into insecurities. How?
There's a lot of single, lonely guys, especially on the younger side, the older side too, I guess.
Yeah.
Single, don't got anything else to do.
Yeah.
They really want a companion. So OnlyFans plays into their insecurities by tempting them to have an e-girlfriend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, pay $29.99 and get yourself a fake girlfriend. She'll say hi to you whenever you want, as long as you give her $1 tip.
I mean, it goes back to something that David said earlier. It's like instant gratification.
It is instant
Yeah,
gratification.
it is instant
And like, yeah,
gratification.
like I know it's like really, really, really toxic for a lot of young men. I'm gonna say old men too, because they're disgusting. But
Bro, what do you think of? Oh, here. Let you say that real quick. Let me cut
Yeah.
you off real quick.
Yeah.
Like, don't you find it weird when it's like a dude like middle age and he's like over here only like sub to OnlyFans girl and she's like only like fucking barely old enough to be his daughter and shit.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
that's
creeper
that's
status
weird,
right there, dude.
That's
strange,
creep.
bro.
That's a creep.
That's
That's
creep.
creep shit. Yeah.
That's creep.
That's creep. That's creep shit right there. But you were saying?
I lost my train of thought. But that's all it is, honestly. Like I don't blame anybody who's on there doing your thing, because at the end of the day, it's if you're paying for it, that's on you. You know.
Yeah, you're the dummy paying for
Yeah.
that service. Like,
Yeah.
To me, I think it's a symptom of our society. How a lot of men nowadays have been turned into simps.
simps.
And there's not a lot of, I hate to throw this term out there because like I don't want to get all politics, but like there's not enough masculinity nowadays. I'm sorry, I have to say it. It's just not happening
Well,
nowadays.
yeah, that's how society is now.
Like it's a symptom of how lonely and simpish our guys are nowadays, and a lot of you don't want to go up to women and talk to them. That's it. It is what it is. You're having a yeast infection down there, and it's not clearing up, and you don't want to go talk to her because you're scared. Go wipe it and clean it up and go talk to her. That's all I got to say. It is what it is. Like, why are we so scared? What, because she says no? Oh, she said no. Oh. No, like, go talk to her. Like, come on, bro.
I mean, yeah, you just got to keep. She says no, go to the next one.
Exactly. But here's another thing about, like, the whole how society is nowadays.
Yeah.
Why is it that men can't take no for an answer also? Like when
it's honestly, bro. It's just I think it's just like their ego, bro. It's just
it's like your big ass ego
Yeah, that's what it
tells you like it's like she said no, but like in your mind it's like that's a yes. I should keep going. I should keep going. Like
oh yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. It's
Like,
like
no.
you say no, it's a no. It's
like it's
Some
a
like
no.
she
aren't
said
aware.
no. I gotta
They're
try
not
harder.
aware.
She said no.
Like I think I honestly think like our values have gone to shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Yeah.
there's not really like OnlyFans has destroyed young men's values. I think nowadays, like in a sense, because like you look at women differently. Like there's not really love behind it. Like essentially, when you marry somebody, it's because you get with somebody. The purpose is to eventually marry them, create a family, right? So create a lifelong partner, right? And so that's kind of the way I look at it. Like OnlyFans is like, it's just this, it's a stain to our society. It's a stain to like to the youth, to all, like, essentially it's paid porn. That's what it is. And if you feel like you're lonely and you think she's only saying that to you, sorry, Bubba, she's saying it to everybody. So get in line, because there's like 500 dudes she's saying the same thing to, because they're paying the $5.99 subscription to get the hello from her. Like,
It's
she's
like
saying
it's automated messages already at this point.
Exactly.
But like you see, but to a lot of strange men, is that doesn't even matter. You know, like it doesn't matter like that a girl can send all of us the same message, but it's the fact that you're receiving it, you're looking at it like, oh, she sent it to me. Like that whole thought of, oh, she sent it to 100,000 other people, that's out the window.
Because they're simps.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like like all that stuff, bro. Like they're weird. Like that's just how it is.
It's
like,
some weirdo.
They don't care, bro.
But I feel like it starts with probably porn, right? That's where it starts. I feel
what do you
like
mean it
for
starts with
kids, they just don't jump straight to an OnlyFans account. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
they have to be watching porn and then eventually, I don't know, find that girl that they're really into. But I
They
don't
just
know.
want that attention.
But
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a problem if they made it so easy, like for you know, like women to keep. I'm saying like women get your money, but I'm saying like it wouldn't be a problem for men if like they just how often they just keep doing it. It's like everyone's just making one, and the only reason why they keep making them is because they keep paying for it. So
I think this is the way I look at it. This is another way I like to tend to look at it is like, you got to remember, bro. I'm looking at you. Yeah, you.
Come on, bro. We don't know that.
Who's
watching us, bro?
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. This is the way I'm putting it like this. I'm putting it like this. Just remember, she's not your girl, bro. She's everybody's girl, bro. Everybody's
For the streets. She's for the streets, bro.
Everybody's had her. Everybody's had her up here. And so here's the question I'll ask: is a subscription to this like really worth a cheap, soulless thrill? You know what I mean? Like, is it really worth it? Like, is it worth it? I don't know. I'm not subbed. I don't follow that stuff. I feel like it's just poisoning. It's poison for the mind. Like, what could be in it for these guys that they feel the need to be subbed? You know what I mean? Like, going back to a few points you guys may have touched. Like, what is it that what is this cheap thrill? Because essentially, they're not OnlyFans. They're lonely fans.
They're lonely fans.
They're lonely fans. So,
well, I don't know.
I think they just get that instant pleasure.
Yeah, it's just like
it's easy access.
It's that temporary like pleasure that they get. It's the easy access. It's like they could just pay for it and get it. But and I don't know. I just feel like a lot of dudes just don't want to go out there and meet somebody.
that's because they don't have a nutsack.
Exactly.
I mean, they're also on social media a lot. Maybe they see the type of guys that these girls are into. You know.
Yeah.
They're into like the buff guys, tattoo. I don't know.
But that just goes back to the social media, though. I feel like we're so desensitized. Like, every girl's got to have the thinnest waist in the world. She's got to have the biggest breasts, the biggest buttocks. Yeah. Or I'd like to how I like to call it, the biggest derriere in the world. But the biggest.
This is like the effect of social media on like the outlook of society today is changed everything.
It's exactly
everything.
Exactly.
OnlyFans just making that worse.
It is.
Yep.
It
Deep
is.
diving into the worst parts of it,
Yeah,
making it more accessible.
How about, I know, David, you're on the younger side. Like, how do you perceive like your age group when it comes to OnlyFans? I guess.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
So I've personally never looked into it. I just think it's a waste of money. But like, I've heard of friends that were into that type of stuff just because they get the attention that they don't get from girls.
Yeah.
So they'd get in a breakup and then they'd be seeking that attention from somewhere and to pay
That
a little
e-girlfriend?
subscription.
The e-girlfriend.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for me personally, I couldn't see myself spending $30 just to have someone text me. Like, I'd just rather go out and find somebody.
Imagine.
Yeah, for real. There's dating apps for a reason, you know.
Even that, though, like, I wouldn't go on a dating app either.
Whoa.
You wouldn't go on a date?
What? Why?
So David is so David is
No, you should get in and go on dating apps, bro.
So-
that's where I met.
so my number 8 over there. He's a solid
Wait, so
individual.
I'm
He's old
gonna-
school then. Tell us about
Hold
that.
on,
No, I
I'm-
love it. I
I'm
love
gonna
it.
say you don't want to go on a dating app because I'm assuming you have some type of negative connotation that comes from dating apps, right?
Oh, here you go. He's gonna defend
So
this one.
I've never used dating apps.
Then-
So yeah, I just feel like finding somebody out there and building the relationship in person,
Yeah.
like you just get a lot more out of that. I know like finding people wise,
Yeah.
it's worth it that way, but going into like our first topic, like kind of with the fate thing, I feel like you'll meet people along the way,
Yeah.
and you shouldn't be out finding love. You should be like, kind of just wait for it to hit you.
I'll translate that for you guys in English. He said he has a bigger nutsack and he'll actually talk to women like you. Yeah.
I feel like
yeah, but,
when
you
you
know.
go out looking for something, you ain't gonna
Okay,
get what
then
you
tell
want.
us what. Tell us
No,
why
I'm just
you
saying, like,
oppo-
I'm
what-
not.
what-
I'm just saying no. I
tell
was
us
just
why
asking.
tell us why you defending your Tinder then.
My what?
Your Tinder. Tell us.
I'm not defending
Or
it.
your
but-
Bumble or whatever it's
Nah,
called.
I'm not defending it, but I'm just saying is
Tell
like,
us why you're open to it
like-
then. Tell us why you're open to it then.
Hey, man, I don't know. It's not that I'm open to it because, like, I mean, it is what it is. But it's like I don't think you should close out those type of options. Like, I know, like, I only said it because I know there's like a bad connotation when it comes to these dating apps. Is like people go on there, they just want to fuck. Like they'll set you up, they'll rob you,
Yeah.
they'll kill you, all this and all that. But like, I mean, you just never know.
Your boy just said he's traditional. He wants to
Okay.
go out there and meet women, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
David,
That's
are
fine.
are you full time?
Like working wise?
Working wise?
Yeah,
Are you a full time student?
I was not anymore.
Okay. So for people that have full time jobs, full time
Oh
students.
my God! Here's the cop out.
It's not a cop out.
It's
I'm
a
just
cop
saying,
out.
like,
How do you
they don't
expect them
have
to find
time
someone?
to find people. Like, it's just an easy way to, communicate. Is going on.
Like
these
I don't
apps
feel
and-
like it's bad. Like if you're into like going and meeting people that way, that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But even with a full time job, you still have time.
He just said he
You-
would
still have
prefer
time.
that way.
No, what he's saying is like he actually goes out and does things. He's not at home
Yeah,
all
he
day
does
doing
things.
nothing.
Yeah, a lot of us like we're homebodies. We
Yeah,
don't
I
wanna
understand
go out.
that. Like I was a homebody. I didn't like doing stuff, but pushing yourself out of the comfort zone, it's the only way you're gonna do stuff.
He's that 1%.
He's that one. Yeah,
Literally nobody does that, bro.
And he's the one that actually gets the women, and that's why you guys are on Onlyfans. You know what I mean? That's why you guys are on.
You're not looking at me and Junior, are you?
That's what I'm looking at both of you.
No, we're not on OnlyFans. We got girls of our own, bro. Come on.
Well, but that's what I'm saying though. Like, if we had a lot of if our society thought more like David,
Yeah.
then maybe we wouldn't have this issue where everybody's a simp, where everybody just wants to stay at home, where everybody is scared because she's gonna reject me.
But let me
Like, come on, bro.
But-
Get out your damn fucking, get out your feelers, bro.
along
Get
the,
out your
along the lines
feelers.
of OnlyFans, what they use it for is I'm also gonna say this is just like maybe a lot of men probably don't go on there just for that. Like, oh, that girl, she's hella bad. I want to see what she looks like, right? Like some people go on there like to be like fucking degraded. They like to be called like names.
Oh, that's
and
just
shit
a,
like that.
that's
But
that's
that's
just a
just a
kink. That's a
guilty
whole
pleasure.
different.
But
That's a whole
that's what I'm
different
saying. But
subject,
they
bro.
go on there for that too.
But
That's a whole
that's just
different
like essentially it's just like some weird
Yeah.
fetish they got going
Yeah,
on.
We
you
got
know
the
what I mean?
feet fetishes.
The feet
we
fetish.
got-
Exactly.
We got
But
the
that's what I'm
hands,
saying. I'm
we
not
got the-
saying
the ears.
So overall from this conversation is like one thing I do want to say, because I love what David said. I don't know about you two.
What'd he say? What'd he say?
I like what David said.
What'd he say?
So be more like David. Don't be like these simps out here. Be more like David. Don't be like these simps out here where you think, look, okay, and I get his point of view too, Like, I guess if you're so busy, use these apps if that's what you need. You know what I mean? But be like David. Why? Because he said something that is brilliant. Get out of your comfort zone. Like, why?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, what?
I agree with this take. I never disagreed. I agree with him. Yes, that should be option one. Be out in the real world. I can't even talk right now.
Nah, you're good.
You know what I mean? Or option B, if it's a little harder for you to meet people in real life, just
Yeah, I just feel like
do it on social media.
like with the topic one, how we were bringing up like fate and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I kind of like lean into that. Like you're gonna find someone the way it's meant to happen. It ain't gonna come to you the way you expect. Like if you're going out searching for a relationship, you're not gonna find the one that's
I agree.
what you're looking for.
I agree. He's right about
you
that.
also don't want to be single for like the rest of your life. So.
I get that too, but like that's where you go out and do stuff and you like just build relationships, whether it's not like intimate.
Yeah.
You build relationships with people. And
Don't
you,
be like one of these bitch baby boys. That's like it's like she rejected me.
But hey, on the other side though, like if men had that option to make OnlyFans,
Right, I'd be on there all day, bro.
And you make cash?
100%, bro. We do it. Like we fucking do it.
Hey,
Get rich in 1 month.
actually, this topic's. I love it. I love this
like-
shit. But anyways, my number 8. You think you could cue some of these videos? Because I want to react to some of these OnlyFans videos. So you guys
Wait, hold on.
take a
Go
look.
back to what Edwin said though, because I want to know your answer. If it was acceptable for you to do, I mean, it's acceptable, but would you go do it? Go on the OnlyFans and do what you
As
gotta
a
do?
guy?
Yeah, as a man.
No, I have more self-worth for myself.
Okay.
All right. I like that answer, and you're gonna be the only one that says that. So.
I'll be in a Hellcat tomorrow.
But dude, I'll get a new crib. I'll get a new Porsche.
So you're selling your dignity. You're okay with selling your dignity.
Nah, hell no, I'm a man of God. Bro. Come
Nah,
on.
I'm just saying that like hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically.
Oh, okay. All right.
The amount of money that you two girls are making on OnlyFans, is it worth giving up a family and love? Because any man that is worth his salt that you would even be attracted to wouldn't put up with it. I can tell you right now. And you, my dear, are a depreciating asset. Every day that goes by, you're going to be less and less beautiful. And at some point, there's going to be a history of you doing that. As beautiful as you are, you're stunning, you're a pretty girl. But no man that is going to be in your league is going to put up with it. And so the question is, if you were truly in love and you had true desire for a man that would put his foot down with you, tell you how it was going to be, would you or would you not give up your OnlyFans?
No, I wouldn't. Same way if I wanted to really
Then
expand
you,
my
did,
dating
then
pool,
you do
I'd
not genuinely desire that man.
job.
You would not be in love with that man.
Good job
Because
to
if
love
you
the
were
man.
in love with that man, you would shut it down. And that day will come for you. It'd probably be way
Again,
down
why
the
don't
road.
I put on a hijab? Because then I can find a man who actually reciprocates. Because Muslim men lower their
Any
gaze when other
man
women
that asks you
walk
to do it
by.
and you say no to, you're going to look at as you will not respect him and you will not love him. Any man that you look up to and respect, you would quit doing it for. And that day might not be today, but it will come.
Yeah.
That's a bar. Yep.
Yep. Oh, you're definitely gonna that. So that was clip number 1. We'll watch the other one right now. But what do you guys think of it?
It's 100% true what he's saying. If you desire and love your man, you're gonna listen to what he has to say. He tells you to put it down, you're gonna put it down if you really do love him. So
Yeah.
And he's right about like you are. Like I said, like you can't do it forever. She is a depreciating asset, I guess. Eventually, like she ain't gonna have her looks, so she ain't gonna be able to do that forever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And any man that's worth it, you know what I mean? He's gonna tell her like, hey, you love me? Yeah, I do. You gonna shut it down? But
God,
babe,
bro.
this is how I make my money. I guess you don't love me then. See you later. Kick rocks. You know what I mean? That's how it's gonna go. And if she actually loved him, and she'd be like, yeah, babe, I'll shut it down. Right?
I like how you talk like a girl, bro. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
What are we thinking, Junior? I see you over there a little.
I don't know. You're gonna come for me, but it's
Oh,
like-
all right. I'm coming for you.
just let him have it, bro. Just do it. Not me personally. Yeah, my girl ain't gonna have one. But
Oh, so what it's
That's
that.
what
So
I'm trying to
anybody
say,
else's
though.
girl
Yeah,
could.
like put yourself in those people's shoes.
I
Like,
can't because I wouldn't ever be in that situation.
Okay.
I wouldn't put myself in the position
Yeah, exactly.
with a girl that was already.
But
that
it's like,
would
but it's
never
like
see-
for someone else to be like telling you, like, I get it, that's probably the truth, or even if it is or it isn't. But it's like, just let it be that for them then. Like
Yeah.
you're sitting here telling someone you're depreciating your looks or whatever your value. No man's gonna love you. Then okay, cool. Just that's what she's gonna get then.
Yeah.
But-
Or she can find somebody that does OnlyFans.
No, bro, 100%.
And then they can
Someone
make their
they're
bag.
gonna be with somebody.
Yes.
They're women. Everybody.
Some random dude that has like an OnlyFans. His name's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like it doesn't even have to be
Alex.
that. Like,
Here we go.
it,
That's just a random name. What do you mean?
Yeah, you're right. Anyways,
but what I'm saying is like I get it. Those are some harsh realities. Like people want to like help women understand that they're doing this, but if that is gonna be the outcome for them, just like let it be for them. But like if it's not you, then it's not you.
It doesn't
but
hurt you. Like,
no,
just,
it doesn't.
Yeah,
So
if it
I
doesn't
don't
hurt you,
like.
don't.
I understand the
personally,
the
like,
point, but like I don't know. Like it's just like just let it happen. Then like there is at the end of the day there is gonna be someone that's gonna be with that woman whether she has one or not.
So let me paint the picture for you. So like,
Paint it.
That's gonna be a true simp
let
right
me
there.
paint the picture for you for y'all.
Yes, sir.
My number one, I'm gonna disagree with you right now.
Do it.
I'm probably not. You may or not. So let me paint the picture for you. So like, I meet some random chick out on the street, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And we hit it off. Like we've been talking for like 3 months, right?
Okay.
Seems everything's going good. We click. Everything's going all right. We going on dates. We have a lot of things in common. It seems like, I'm just living the dream. And then one day she says, "Hey, babe, I got to tell you something." "Oh, what's up?" "Well, I have an OnlyFans."
Dude, you have a ugly ass voice as a girl. All right, keep going.
But
My bad.
anyways.
My bad.
No, go
But
ahead.
anyways.
Go ahead.
You know what I respond to her?
What?
What, bro? What?
"See you later. I'm out."
Alligator.
Yeah, see,
Alligator.
That's fine.
I ain't dealing with that.
That's fine.
Like
That's
I
fine.
have way too much
Yes,
self-respect for
that's fine.
myself,
And
and I ain't gonna put my.
That's probably gonna be 90% of every guy's response, but there's another 10% that are gonna be like, "Oh, it's okay."
Hell no.
It's okay.
That just means you're a simp. And like I said before,
Probably got some OnlyFans subscriptions on
Yeah,
their phone.
you know, like that's mainly the main reason that I dated you was because you had one.
but here's something else said earlier, and I'll say it again.
I'm trying to get a new PS5.
I'll
and
read
a Hellcat. So fuck you.
I'll reiterate again because I said it earlier. I'll reiterate this again. If you stay with her, let's just flip the scenario back, and instead of saying "see you later," I said, "That's fine. Just be well aware, boy. She ain't only your girl. She's everybody's girl. Everybody's had her, bro. Everybody's had her. So good luck with that thought." And yeah, I get you what you said earlier. Well, those thoughts don't go through your head. Sure shit will go through mine. Fuck. I'll be like, dude, like, hell no.
Like I was
that's-
saying,
that's-
they don't go through your head like when it's just someone online. Like it's you just find it. But if you're actually with that person, of course, it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
that's
100%.
weird.
Yeah,
That's
Of course it's
weird.
gonna happen.
Well,
But what I'm saying is like, yeah, I agree with your situation with that little scenario you put because yeah, if there's a girl you go and meet and you hit it off, but she tells you later like, oh, I have one, and if you're not okay with it, then you don't have to be with
Now I
it.
have too much self-respect
Exactly.
for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna put up with that. Like, you got OnlyFans.
Yeah, but see, that's
Kick rocks.
That's the beauty of this country
Well,
is
all
you
right.
don't have to.
Oh boy, come on!
right,
Just
but
sing me the Pledge of Allegiance while I
All
watch
right,
it.
in the same situation, what if you really like the girl and you're like, okay, you have one, can you take it down? Would that ever come out from you? Would you be like, take it down
Like, as an option.
as an option?
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just went straight to just the punchline, but I think maybe I'd ask her first. You're right. I'd probably be like, "Hey, babe, you think you can, take it
Right.
down, or you think, that'd be all? You know what I mean? Like, I get that's how you make money, but we'll find another way to make money." Now, if she takes it down, that says a lot. That means
That
she
says-
respects you.
yup.
She loves you. She wants to be with you.
Yeah.
If she don't take it down,
She don't
Take-
love you. She
yeah,
don't
take-
desire you. She wants the desire from other men.
exactly. Take that as your answer. But
Yeah.
what you think about number 8? What do you think about that clip real quick? Because I feel like you didn't really say too much about it.
I kind of take the same approach as you,
Yeah.
except I'm staying solid. I wouldn't give the option. If they've already went that route, then they went that route. They don't need the attention from me if they're getting it from other people.
Got you.
So how you mentioned you're like you ask her and she to take it down and she does take it down. You're like she does value me or respect you or whatever. So say you meet her and then like your relationship for a year and she's like, oh, I used to have one before we met though.
Oh, okay.
Would
That's
you-
still
okay.
that would
Same
hit me
an-
the same
same-
way.
same answer?
And
Really?
I wouldn't be okay with that.
Damn, bro, you can't
That'd be
judge people
something-
from their past. You got to judge them.
Yes,
how
I
they live
understand
now.
that.
Well,
But
it-
like, that should be something that's brought up because
Like
it's
during
a pretty
the,
big deal.
Yeah. So
It's
like,
kind of like me. Oh, go, yeah, I killed somebody like 2 years ago.
Oh,
But it's the past.
yeah.
So
that's a whole different route. You should be in prison, bro.
so what you're
Kill
saying?
somebody,
So
bro.
what you're
I
saying
feel
is
like that's a big deal, though. Like, that's something that's got to be mentioned before
Yeah,
you
I
get
agree
serious
with
about
that.
a relationship.
So
I
what
agree
you're
with that.
saying is like, okay, she used to have it in the past, right?
Yeah,
so she used to have it in the
Used
past.
Used to.
She took it down before you guys met. Now you guys are dating.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying that because you're well aware that her content and her material may be out there still. Is that why you're posing that? Is that why you
It's
would want
just-
that transparency or what?
It's the fact that she had one. Like, she didn't respect herself enough to even.
I see what you're
keep
saying.
herself private.
Yeah. So you would kind of gauge it to see if like, because to me, I feel like if a girl's doing like this is getting into some territory. Well, some people are gonna get offended, and I don't care. But to me, if you're a girl, you're doing OnlyFans. Like, I'm sorry, but man, like, I can't respect it. I'm sorry, I just can't. Like, I think something about you. I just don't want to say it because then you're gonna cry.
I just feel like that's somebody's like past. Like,
I know it's
and you
somebody's.
got to look at their age too. I mean,
It's somebody's daughter. I know.
if they did it when they're like in
To
their
each their own,
20,
bro.
like
That's all I'm
they're
gonna
20,
say.
21, that's like everybody makes their biggest mistakes at that
Yeah.
age. Like,
I
and say
honestly
she's
feel like-
25 now, like you can't blame
You kind
her.
of connect
Like,
that issue into like how guys use OnlyFans for instant gratification. They're using it for instant money. So it's like if they're not willing to put in the work to like,
But what if now they have like a college degree, got a good ass job, like, and that was just their past, like. You got to look at those things too. Like, they're
Yeah.
a changed person, you know?
I understand that, but I just think for me personally, that's a deal breaker. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Ah, man. Then they're going to be like, hey, how many bodies do you have?
Yeah.
You know, whatever the girl asks that. Like,
Hey, there's another clip though. There's another clip I wanted to watch real quick if you want to put it up because it's
okay.
another good one about OnlyFans. You know what I mean? I think it.
Like, I don't really reserve anything like sexually because I think that's really weird, like a really weird and perverted way to look at me and like the relationship.
How is that perverted?
Like, what do you reserve for your boyfriend? Like, oh, like I only reserve anal for him. Like, that's weird.
Isn't your boyfriend supposed to be like one of the most important people to you?
Yeah, and if he is,
Why
then
wouldn't
he
you
should
want him to
understand.
have all of you? Why wouldn't you want him to have like what?
He does have all of me.
No, he doesn't because you pop your open for other men. What is
Just
it?
because I pop my open for other men, aka
Oh,
go to
not
work.
that.
So this is just a clip, so I'm sure there's a lot of context, but do you know because I just watched the clip, I didn't.
see the full video?
Yeah.
So do you know like exactly what was the question posed here, or?
It's so essentially like she's saying. What the heck? OnlyFans.
That's the next video.
Oh, that's the next video, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So essentially, he's saying like, does she only reserve herself for her boyfriend? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a certain.
Like, do you mean reserve as in like, is she meeting fans? Is that what she's doing as well? Is she meeting these fans and fucking
I
them?
feel
or-
like the way they're putting it out is like reserving like her body, like just
Exactly.
privacy.
Exactly.
that she should
It's
have.
like, why are you showing off to everybody what you have when it's supposed to be your
Only
man's?
for your boyfriend, yeah.
Well,
Well, she said she's going to work.
yeah, she's going to work, and then and she has a boyfriend, so you should be telling these questions to the boyfriend.
Yeah,
not
tell
her.
the man, not her. She
Yeah,
got nothing
like,
to do with it.
yeah.
She's just doing what she's
If her
doing.
man's
boyfriend-
okay
her
with
boyfriend
that, then
accepts
it's
it.
not. It's whatever. It's
Yeah.
That's straight grimy, bro. Like that's straight grimy, bro. Like if that was my girl, bro, I'd be like, you know what, like.
That's the problem, though. People are okay with this nowadays.
Yeah,
they
that's-
just let it happen.
That's the thing.
It's a
though. It's
Hellcat
like,
in the PS5.
they got the wrong person in that interview. Like they should be talking to the dude.
To the dude, like I'll be fucking questioning him left and right. Like, what
Why are you okay with
yeah,
this?
why are you okay with this? Like, is she buying you a Hellcat? Like,
Is she giving you the bag every month?
then I'd be like, okay. I
Hey,
can
for all
kinda
we know,
see.
maybe she's paying the bill. She's paying this fool's like everything, like his bills, his college,
college
his
tuition,
food,
yeah,
everything.
yeah,
So
everything.
I guess he ain't tripping, right?
That's
if he's
right.
making good money.
Exactly.
Yeah, let's play this last clip real quick.
A lot of things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace.
What the fuck?
Don't worry, I'm not really
this is a good
talking
one.
to
I
you.
love
I'm
it.
speaking against you as a symbol.
A symbol of what?
A symbol of a declining society where people
Gotcha.
lack values. So the point is this. If you had IQ and skills to offer to the marketplace, you
Gotcha.
can earn a good income. Being that the most valuable thing about you is something that you never earned. You didn't earn knowledge, you didn't earn skills. It's your breast that you paid for and your butthole. So you market that to earn money, which is to say, if I took your brain and placed
Whoa.
your brain into
Oh,
a
man,
man's
came
body,
aggressive
you
at
would
her.
be in poverty.
I'm just good for nothing. Yep, you caught me.
No, you are good for something. That's why you have OnlyFans. And that's my point, is that that's what you're good for.
Damn. You know what that reminds me of in Spanish? That's when I went up on nada.
Just went up on nada, bro.
Yeah, she ain't good for nothing. He's right. I mean, I'm sorry to put it like this to her, but like, you're just a sex worker. It is what it is. Just accept it. And look, I hate, you know, man, he's right. He's just right. He's right. You know what I mean? Don't, like, I get that, you know, he got underneath your skin, but like, if, like he said, if he puts this inside of a man's body, you ain't got nothing to offer to the world. I'm sorry. You don't. You just don't. It is what it is.
What if she finds out what she's good at? You know,
Like what? What is she good at coloring books or what?
I mean, it's a
I don't-
possibility.
I don't know.
I don't know, you know.
I don't know, bro. It's like you just can't be mad at it. Though.
I just feel like
you
these
just
girls
can't.
aren't aware.
That lack that self-awareness is what you're saying?
Yeah, and
Of their
maybe
worth.
one day it'll hit them, like their worth and their value, and then
I think that's honestly what it comes down to, though, is because of like the way social media puts the outlook on like relationships nowadays. It's all about having physical things instead of having more like mental type
knowledge
of things.
and yeah.
Because
Putting your heart into the relationship. You tell them.
Let me ask you this. So it kind of relates to the OnlyFans. Like if she had an OnlyFans, you wouldn't date, right?
Yeah.
How about how many bodies they have?
So yeah, I think that comes into play too. Like it honestly would depend on like the length of the relationships and whatnot too. Like if it was just
How
hit
many?
and go.
You're asking for his body count?
I mean, that's what I'm trying to ask. Is
Oh,
that
boy.
important? Is that important when you talk to a girl? Like when you're talking to them?
Look, put it like this. If she tells me that her body count is like 10 Johnsons and more or more,
That's Howard Johnson, man.
I'm done.
I gotta defend these girls though.
I'm done, bro. Like I'm done. Like I'm
Look,
done.
I'm a defender.
Okay, all right. Tell me.
How old are you again?
I'm not telling my age.
All right, you're older than all of us here, bro.
All right.
This is all I'm saying.
Defend him.
So
Go ahead.
if you're
Defend
gonna
him.
date a girl your age or older, you gotta have time into play here because if they have 10 bodies,
And it's just an example.
that's
Don't-
just one a year, right? Let's just say one body a year.
Oh my God.
Why are you doing the
I'm
math
just
on
trying
that?
to look.
Why
All
are you
right.
doing the math
Now,
on that?
if she's your age and she's
She's fresh. She's fresh off the block.
yes, and she has 10 bodies, that's different.
Yeah, that's what I'm
that's
getting at.
so different.
That's super grand.
That's
Yeah.
super crazy. That's
Yeah,
like, damn, you had no time to like, live with these people or date these people. You just went for it. Like,
Yeah.
Man, some people just connect with people differently, man. I'm just saying.
Bro, it's bro, get out of here, bro. It's called being an HOE. Yeah.
all right, but okay, what's the limit for you?
All right, we'll play Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah,
we'll
I wanna hear
start with
everybody's
that
answer.
guy, and then we'll go all the way around the Rosie.
So like limit like body count.
Yeah,
wise?
body count. What's that one where you're gonna be like, fuck, there's no way I'm dating you?
It's like I feel like it honestly just depends on like the age of the person I'm with, and then like the duration of time between.
All right, here. I'll paint the picture.
matters.
I'll paint the
Oh yeah, yes.
I'll paint the picture. Like, okay, from the 18 to 25 range, what is an acceptable body count for you?
For me,
Go.
the most-
Simple answer. Go.
Most I'll go is like 2 or 3.
Simple answer. Go.
8.
I'm gonna say like 3. I'm gonna say 3.
I'm gonna say 3, bro.
And max, if we're maxing her out, maybe 5. But that,
You guys are
extreme caution.
You guys are not counting your guys' age into play here, bro. 3, bro.
I said
He said the age
I said anywhere from 18 to the 25 age group.
Oh, okay. Let me take this back. Sorry.
I was about to say.
I was thinking like my age or older.
No,
My
I was
bad,
about to say my boy's a savage.
I was like, wow.
Because like I thought that question was for him. Sorry,
Bro, you forgot. He's number 8, not you.
Right,
You're number 3, bro.
18 through 25. All right, my number changes dramatically. 3.
Okay, 3. Okay, and that's what I said. I said 3, maybe max 5. I know this. What about you? What about you?
I'm say 3 too. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
All right. Now I'll go ring around the rosy again. 25 to 30 age group. Go.
Probably 5.
8.
This fool said 8 again.
Mine's 8,
what
bro.
a savage, bro.
If she's 30 and she has 8 bodies,
I'm mad. Like I said, I'll max out at.
Time. That's
that's just time, bro.
I'll max
That's
it.
just
I'll max it out at like 5. All right. That's all I'm doing. I'm sorry.
I'm agree with you. I'm gonna say 5.
I'm maxing it out at 5.
I
I'm
still
done.
think that's a high ass
All right.
number.
My boy said 16 in total.
Hey,
Jesus.
no. Let's make it even funnier, bro. 30 to 45.
30 to 45?
Hey, to quote my boy RZ, I won't say his name on cam, but Andy.
Nah, 30 to 45
30
is
to
wild,
45
bro.
is
I don't
wild.
even want to think about that shit, bro.
All right.
Like,
Well, let's play it out just for fun's sake. 30 to 45, go. 30 to 45, go.
I'm sticking with 5.
He's the same. He's the same age. He's the same age.
No,
you're
he's.
wait, the same age or right now?
Let's just say because you're a little younger than us. Let's just say you're like
30.
30, yeah. 30 to 45.
Because that's like triple my
30,
Yeah, no, yeah,
30
yeah.
to 45. Go.
So I'm around their age, right?
Yeah. 30 to 45. Go.
Oh, that changes everything. No, say it right now.
6.
6.
I'm not gonna shoot a crazy number here. Like 12.
All right, from the 30 to 45 age group, I say respectable is probably like 7. Now, if you're doing like even numbers like 8 to like, let's just say like 12, then you're capping, straight capping. Go.
So we're the same age, 30 to 45.
Yeah, around that
See,
age
I feel
group.
like that changes because you're also, that changes. But I'm gonna stick with 5. Bro.
All right.
Damn, bro, you guys want fucking.
All right, we went on a side rant too much. All right.
You guys want the perfect girl, bro. There's not gonna be at that age. If you're 35, you're not gonna find a girl that has 5 bodies,
All
bro.
right.
Come on.
All right. It was fun. It was fun. Cool scenarios.
But is that important to you though?
The body count?
Getting into a relationship, is that important?
With the body count?
Yeah.
For me personally,
Mm-hmm.
I never really thought of it like that. Because like how you said, like you shouldn't hold it against anybody in their past, especially when we're young. When you're young, you tend to make a lot of mistakes, and so you may go and sleep around with people and stuff like that. And look, I'm not excusing age, but at the same time, you are immature and you don't know any better. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I think as long as if you get with somebody who's had multiple partners, and they're mature, respectable, they care about you, they love you, and you don't think about it that way, and they don't ever bring it up, and it is what it is. You guys have mutual respect, the relationship's great, it works out. There's nothing wrong with it. As long as, everything's good in the hood, right?
Yeah.
Literally.
Good under the hood.
Under the hood. But I want to leave before, I know we kind of went on off of the side tangent, because the OnlyFans kind of led into this. I think more importantly, what can we walk away with this conversation of OnlyFans? What can we leave our listeners with? Because I feel like there's something to be learned here with all this OnlyFans stuff. I'm sure maybe later on in the future we may get into it, but what can we learn? Ultimately, me personally, before I hand it off to each of you to give your point of view, I think I think young men nowadays need to get out more. Need to talk more, value love, value, if you meet a girl, wherever it is, don't be scared to go up to her. Don't be scared to get out of that friend zone, because you put yourself into this bubble and then suddenly you're scared and you're over here shaking in your lips.
Shaking in your boots.
Yeah, shaking in your boots and she don't want to talk to me. Like, yeah. Anyways, point is, get out there, talk to her, and get it done. That's what I think. What do you?
Yeah, I agree. Just be more confident. If she says no, just
keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing. You know, simple.
Don't keep pushing her. Just keep it pushing.
Keep pushing to the next girl. My bad. Not the same one.
Yeah.
I agree with all that. Just kind of like learn from everything that goes on. Take value out of everything that happens, whether it's a no or yeah, like go with it. Mm-hmm. You gotta learn something out of it eventually.
Yeah, I mean, stop bashing women, bro. Like, just let them do what they're gonna do. If she ain't for you, she ain't for you.
Bro. I'm just telling you.
I'm just saying. No, I'm going off the OnlyFans topics because the videos that we seen is, you know, they're in their business, but it is what it is. And, you know, like tying it back to what David was saying of being against the online, just go meet people. Be like David. Go meet people. And your soulmate probably not even in your city. She probably lives an hour and 4 minutes away.
Man,
so.
you gotta
speak for yourself.
Dating
Speak for yourself,
apps, you know?
bro. Speak for yourself, bro.
Push yourself out of your comfort zone.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyways, I told you guys I was gonna bring it back. Is
it your story or what?
Yeah, story time. Nah, I wanted to bring it back to Hollywood has brainwashed us into thinking there's closure to everything. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but there is closure to everything.
There is closure?
There is.
Okay, all right, let's hear it.
Is there closure, or did you go find that closure? Was it just?
I'll tell you, and then you guys can form your own opinions on it, because
right.
I think it's a good one. So I'll give you a little context behind it. The year was 2017. Mm-hmm. 2017, yeah. And for story's sake, and because I don't want to name the person, we'll just call this person C.
Okay.
So at the time, I was dating somebody. This is C, and you know, the relationship had been going on for about a year, almost 2 years, and we were having like a rocky patch at that point in the relationship during that time, and you know, I don't want to get super into details, but the point is, like, we were having a rocky patch. It wasn't working. She wanted to dump me, and she said we needed space. You know, when a girl tells you we need space, there's something going on. Like, you know, something going on. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so turns out she went out with the friend, right? And she didn't tell me this. So she went out with the friend to a bar.
Yeah.
And in the pit of my stomach, like, something in my intuition told me that she did something. Like, something weird. I'm like something just told me. Like, I'm very intuitive, and that's why this podcast is called 11-3, my boys. But anyways, just bringing it back, you know, since this is our first episode and why the meaning of it. But so something in my gut told me, like, something's going on. Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I just knew something was wrong. She was acting weird after she had gone out with her friend. She didn't tell me, but eventually I found out. She went out with her friend to the bar. Okay, cool. But I knew something else was going on. I'm like, why is she acting weird? Why is she acting distant? And me, being the smart guy that I was, don't be this guy. So I knew her logins to her social medias. Ooh, you know it's gonna get good.
Man,
Yeah,
you go digging, you gonna find what you're
yeah.
looking for, bro.
So
You got that dog on you, bro.
yeah. So I went on Snapchat, and her friend was sending her snaps from that night. So she was over here at a bar, drinking at a karaoke bar, singing with another dude, with her friend, and the dude had her, like, you know, had her holding her like if it was his girl, singing, you know, together, face to face. What do you think? How do you think I felt? I felt destroyed. I felt like, damn, like, this girl don't want to be with me. Like, I felt broken. I'm like, damn, she don't want to be with me. She's essentially cheating on me, you know? Because that's cheating, you know?
Yep, that is 100%.
And so I told her. Well, I didn't tell her. Joe Schmo told her. So my thinking, this is how toxic I was. Don't do this. Don't be this guy. I tell you, don't be this guy. But I didn't want her to find out that I had logged into her social media and that I had seen that. So what I did is I created a fake Facebook profile, and I messaged myself saying, hey, I seen this person at the bar. I think it's your girlfriend, et cetera, et cetera. So I made it look like someone messaged me and told me, and I sent her that screenshot. And in her mind, she was panicking. And so we got into this big old argument and stuff like that, and she admitted it. She was like crying, breaking down, but I won't get too deep into that. What I will tell you is that eventually she did cheat on me, and she did break up with me. Probably about a year later, to the same time frame, like a year to the date. But this is what I'm saying, going back to topic 1. I was trying to control the inevitable. The universe was trying to get her out of my life, and I tried to control it by playing all these little things. A lot of you think that you have control over all these things in your life, and you don't. You don't. Like, you don't have control over a lot of things. So me being a little being toxic, I manipulated a situation to play out the way I wanted it to, but I was trying to avoid the inevitable, and it ultimately ended up happening. She ended up cheating. She ended up leaving me. And that's the thing. Like, you can't control things. You don't have control in this life over a lot of things, and a lot of things that you may think in your own little world, in your own little bubble. Like, I'm sorry, you don't, you know? You just don't. And so it goes back to, you know, we're talking about Hollywood needing closure and all these things. Essentially, it was karma. Like, it was coming back to me, you know? The universe, I tried to play the universe, and guess what? The universe played back. You know, it just did, and it always will. That's how life works. You think you're going to manipulate a situation to go your way because you think in your little mind, in your bitch baby boy mind, you think, oh my God, there's no way she's going to leave me. There's no way she's going to stay with me. And a lot of you toxic guys out there, you think that. But guess what? If she already did it, ultimately, she's going to leave you. Ultimately, if something's going to happen, it's going to happen no matter how you think it's going to play out in your head. It never plays out that way. You can't play the universe. You can't play fate. It's going to happen. And because it happened, I learned from that. You know what I mean? I took that experience and I became the person who I ultimately ended up becoming. You know what I mean? I am forever grateful that it played out the way it did. But it goes back to, you know, the first topic, you know what I mean? Like, you need that closure. I eventually found that closure within, you know what I mean? I eventually found it, but it took me a while, and I was trying to control things, you know what I mean? That's kind of like finding meaning in things, you know what I mean? To me, that's kind of the meaning I found, you know what I mean? Is that you have no control over stuff. You have no control over what the fate of, you know, of a situation's gonna end up how it's gonna end up playing out. I thought it was gonna end up in my mind like, oh, you know, it's gonna happen like this, it's gonna happen like that, but it didn't, because it was never meant to. I only avoided the inevitable. I stalled the universe for about a year, and guess what? She still cheated on me. And that's how it is. That's how life is. Sometimes you think one thing, but it isn't ever gonna play out that way. You know, and so I don't know. Do you kind of recall that time or not?
I do recall that time. It was a pretty dark place for you, bro. But
Yeah.
I'm glad you're well and doing better. Yeah, it's kind of how what you're saying. The universe gave you a sign and you chose to ignore it, or you chose to do something about it. But it was, like you said, the inevitable. Which, yeah, man, I feel like a lot of people can learn from you and learn from your story. Surprised you didn't. You weren't petty in your closure, because I definitely would have did it differently. Like I would have.
And the thing is, like, I didn't want to like do any kind of like any more. I didn't want to tempt the universe in any way to bring any more type of energy towards me. Like, say, do anything negative against her. When ultimately a year later she ended up cheating on me, because at that point you know what I mean, it was what it was. It takes a bigger man to really realize these things and to realize that you just don't have control over these things. You know what I mean? It's sometimes it's just they're meant to happen. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Like,
So in this situation, the closure was what?
The closure, the closure for that was, like, in this particular situation, was that I realized, for this particular situation, this entire story is that I realized, I don't have control over things. As much as I want to play, you want to, if you want to call it the universe, if you want to call it God, you want to play his hand, you can't. You just can't. You gotta move past it and just let things how they're gonna ultimately end up playing out, even if it isn't what you may think at that particular moment. That you may think is what you want, but ultimately you're gonna realize that's what I needed.
Yeah.
That's what I needed.
That's what was supposed to happen.
That's what I needed. That's what was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So she was supposed to cheat on me. It was supposed to not work out. The way it ultimately ended up happening. But that's just kind of how I see it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Bro.
Yeah, it is crazy.
Crazy story.
Yeah, I know you haven't been through a lot of these situations, but you will, and you see life.
I've been through a very similar one.
What do you think? Like, what do you think about it?
So I've had a pretty similar experience myself with that type of situation. At the time, I was doing a long distance with somebody, and they started getting a lot quiet, got distant. I had to log into their social, and this is months after they gave it to me. And at the time, I was with this person for like a year and a half. I logged in, and they were messaging not one, but multiple other guys.
Oh.
So the way I went about it is a lot different. I never told them I found out. I kind of just ended the relationship because myself. I told them I needed to work on myself. I never got the closure that I wanted from that. So for myself, I've kind of like based all of my like choices I make off of that. Like, there's things I wish I did differently. Confronted.
Yeah.
I mean, I've confronted after the fact, but by then it was too late to even do anything about it.
So I was gonna ask, going into that, is because you said you wish you confronted, but then you said you did. Do you feel like that helped you after, even though it's after the fact?
It didn't have any effect.
Nothing.
No, it made me learn a lot more about myself.
Yeah.
I felt like I was a lot naive. Like, I didn't notice things I should have.
So since you did mention again after the fact that it didn't matter no more, but because you did do the confronting,
Did I feel better about it?
Were you doing the confronting more for yourself or to get that closure from the relationship?
I wanted the closure
From the relationship or for yourself?
For myself, but I didn't get that from the response.
From the response, that's fine.
And that's kind of like where I learned the issue about myself. Is kind of like I expect from somebody else them to do their part, and I kind of learned that like I don't need to be receiving everything from my partner.
No,
Whereas,
'cause I see that's a common thing for people who are just good people. Like, you expect someone to reciprocate what you're giving them, but that's just because of the person that you are.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's why I learned to kind of hold back on that.
I recommend, my 2 cents is to not change who you are just because.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. I just expect a lot less, kind of like what you were saying earlier. It's
Okay.
like I won't expect somebody to do what I'll do.
You
like
just
go my extra mile.
You'd be okay with it. Like, you're playing your role, and you're okay with however it's being brought back to you.
That's kind of how I take it.
Okay.
Now.
Okay. Yeah.
It's because I'll go still do everything the way I would take.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna expect that reciprocated back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I feel like me expecting it, I'm just gonna get hurt in the end. So.
tough lesson, but everybody learns it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess one time's not enough either.
I don't know if I can relate to y'all, like,
When
it comes to like cheating and shit, because
Well, you never been through it. That's
I
why.
never really been through it. I mean, I've been with my girlfriend like 8 years, so I don't really.
So-
I hope I never feel that way.
Yeah.
Never go through that. Because I know how I would play it. I'd be petty.
Yeah.
Fucking
And that's the route I wanted to take.
do
but
the
I
worst
just-
shit ever. Like,
I'm not that type of person to like go out and cause more stress.
No, it's
I
not needed.
more so want to take the peaceful route, talk it out. But
yeah.
and the like worst part was there was a lot of signs I didn't catch on. Like
It's because you're
with
in
them
luck.
being more controlling on me, they kept trying to like ask about me. They had my logins too. And they would always be
Oh.
on my accounts asking about every little thing.
Damn.
And
Controlling.
it's kind of
Yeah.
like the things that they were doing to me. I should have took that
You should.
as like why are you doing that?
So in a future, episode, we'll get into that. What you just said. There's something else we won't get into it today, but I always refer to them as men's deadly sins, and I'll name them real quick: possessive, jealous, controlling. Yeah, we'll get into those eventually, but just throwing them out there for the future. Yeah, but. No, bring it back though. Before we get out of here, like, what can people learn from today from fucking Hollywood and the closure? And it ties back to my story. What do you guys think people could learn from that? Because maybe some people need the closure, right? Maybe they don't. I don't know. Maybe everybody handles it different.
Well, right here we already have two different examples of closure. You got it and it helped you out. You learned from it and you did what you did and you're a better person from it. And David's example is he got the closure after the fact and it didn't matter the situation. He reflected, learned a lot about himself, which follows the route that you had. But sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. But I don't think you should go out and look for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like with the first topic, like it's gonna happen if you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
It's kind of like if the universe wants you to have it, it's gonna give it to you.
You'll get it.
Eventually it'll happen to you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think this is gonna be it for today, boys. I think it was a good one.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, a little good one. All right, guys. Don't forget, like, sub, do all that fun stuff
to the fans.
And 11 signing off. Peace.
Get scared up with the venom brain. There's snakes around you, let me set the scene. Like the head of Medusa. When I come around, don't look. I don't got time to be stoned like that. Gotta get food, I'ma play amen. Pray I don't break a neck today. I was on the by in my neighborhood yesterday. A couple homies that are real when the rest are fake. Can't fix what you did, nothing left to say.